no matter how many clothes I bought, no matter how many houses we had, my life was empty. It's like I had a hole inside me. My parents were not happily married. When I was about 5 years old, I would talk to God and I would say, "Dear God, I think you've made a mistake. I'm not supposed to be with this family." And I would talk like that practically every night because of my unhappiness. My father backed horses during the day and greyhounds during the night. He was very unfaithful to my mother. He had several affairs. Growing up, it wasn't a happy place. Well, as time went by, I met the man that I was going to marry. He actually managed a young man called Jack Wilde. Soon after that, he was introduced to a band called Yes. They went on the road with the first concerts in America. But as the tour went on, Yes's album started to climb and climb and climb and do so well. The joy of it was short-lived because I had to live my life myself. All this time, I was alone in London, and they were away for 6 weeks. We lived in one house and then we'd move to another, and as things became more successful, I was always alone. No matter how many clothes I bought, no matter how many houses we had, my life was empty. It's like I had a hole inside me. Just sitting at home waiting for Brian to come home from the tours was very difficult. And then when he came home, it was like a stranger, and he wasn't a good communicator. I had no idea at the time, or maybe I did, but I was in denial and I didn't want to look at things as they were, that he was actually having affairs. So I was searching and searching and searching, and a friend in LA sent me a letter. The only words I ever remembered were, "Donna Summer got born again." And I thought, that sounds good. What does that mean? I didn't really know who God was. I mean, being Jewish, he was Adonai, Elohim. But on this day, I was talking to God, and I said to him, "Born again, that sounds good to me. How do you get born again? How can I make restitution for everything wrong that I have done in my life?" At this point in time, I went with Brian into Beverly Hills, and he dropped me at my friend Frankie's house. And we went to this place called Carlos and Charlie's on Sunset. And then this woman arrived, and she sat opposite me at the table. Her name is Susan Mineo, and she managed Donna Summer. And I could not stop staring at her. So I said to her, "Susan, can I ask you a question?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Are you born again?" She said, "Yes." And I looked at her and I said, "You have something that I want, and I know that I can't buy it with money." I wanted the peace that I saw in Susan Mineo's eyes. I had been searching for that peace my whole life. Through my unhappy childhood, through my time of smoking dope, snorting coke, taking sleeping pills, drinking. And so at the table, they held my hands, and I prayed. I accepted Yeshua. That's just the beginning. When Brian found out that I had received the Lord, he went crazy. "What are you doing? You're Jewish. This is all anti-Semitism, blah, 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 blah." I never really talked to Brian about what was in the Bible. I wasn't one of those people that hit him over the head with the Bible and all that stuff. I just quietly prayed. And I lived what I had been reading. But eventually, he left. I stayed in that marriage for 3 years. I decided that I would get a divorce. If you read Isaiah 53, it tells you that he was pierced for our transgressions. All our iniquities were put on him. And those stripes that were on his back are the very things that heal us. Because I was so lost in my heart, I know this to be true. So I would say to people that say to me, you can't be Jewish and believe in Jesus. I would say, I'm Jewish and I do believe in Jesus.